During the double murder trial of Richard Allen in Delphi, Indiana, jurors heard taped phone calls from Allen to his wife and mother. Tears streamed down Kathy Allen's face as she listened to her husband confess to the murders of Liberty German and Abigail Williams in an Indiana courtroom. Richard Allen, charged with the brutal 2017 murders of the Delphi teenagers, faces a maximum of 130 years in prison if convicted. He has been charged with 4 counts, 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of felony murder, which is murder committed during the act of another crime, in this instance, kidnapping. The courtroom was gripped by emotional prison calls where Allen repeatedly confessed to the murders of the 2 young girls. In one call, Allen tearfully told his wife, "I did it. I killed Abby and Libby," but she refused to believe him, insisting he was unwell. "No, it's not," his wife stated, rejecting his confession as she did on every occasion. "There's no way he could have committed these crimes." At one point, Richard Allen glanced anxiously back at his wife, who was seated in the gallery, mouthing the words, "Are you okay?" The calls, which were 8 in all, were placed by Allen between November 2022 and June 2023. Indiana State Police Trooper Brian Harshman testified about a key detail in Allen's confession to former prison psychologist Dr. Monica Walla that only the killer, Libby and Abby, would have known. The court heard the detailed confession Allen made to Walla in April 2023. His confession included plans to rape the girls and that he thought they were older than their biological age. But he saw a white van or a person and got scared, so he didn't go through with it. Instead, he told them to cross the creek where he murdered them. Allen's reference to seeing the van near the crime scene was a crucial piece of evidence, placing him at the scene when the girls were attacked. However, the defense attorney, Brad Rossi, said police never investigated how many vans were registered in the county at the time of the murders. Rossi pointed out that numerous people were suspected of being the man in the bridge guy video. The defense also argued that the confessions were unreliable, claiming they came from a true crime superfan with questionable interest in the Delphi case. During cross-examination, Walla admitted to actively following podcasts, YouTube channels, and social media groups focused on the Delphi murders. She even contributed to these discussions until her identity as a Westville psychologist was exposed, leading her to close her accounts. Libby German's video of the suspect, known as Bridge Guy, captured moments before their deaths, was played in court, revealing chilling instructions. The enhanced video of Bridge Guy and the voice on Allen's prison calls were strikingly similar, allegedly solidifying the prosecution's case. As McLeland continued presenting his case, he asked Harshman, "You've listened to many hours of Richard Allen's phone calls. Do you recognize the voice of the male individual in that video?" Harshman responded, "It's the voice of Richard Allen." Allen's defense attorney noted that he was on several different medications given to him by prison officials around the time he began making incriminating statements. And under cross-examination, Harshman acknowledged that being medicated may have altered the sound of Allen's voice. Prosecutor Nick McLeland rested the case for the state of Indiana after 12 days and 40 witnesses, finalizing the state's case by introducing damaging evidence of Google searches about the crimes and investigation from Allen's account. He searched Delphi murders update 5 times in the first week of August 2022, and Delphi murders on October 5, 2022. As the prosecutor concluded, the haunting words "down the hill" echoed in the courtroom loud and clear, leaving an unforgettable mark on everyone present. The state's case against Allen rests mainly on his confessions, many of which were made while he was on suicide watch and in solitary confinement at the Indiana Westville Correctional Facility. But Allen's defense attorneys have argued that he's an innocent man caught in a bungled police investigation flawed by infighting between federal and local law enforcement agencies. As the defense begins its efforts to plant seeds of doubt, has the prosecution built an unshakable case? Ultimately, the jury of 5 men and 7 women must decide. Stay tuned for updates as the trial continues.